Hey, welcome back everyone. Let's get started. My Husqvarna 450 Rancher, that would be the new model. This is a 2022. They changed the recoil to a spring assist recoil. It is a factory flaw. It's a factory failure. I'm going to show you right here, right now, how to delete that spring assist. Fortunately, you can get the old style pulley and it goes right in the new model recoil starter. They're identical and the parts are interchangeable. I'll show this in detail through the video. We're going to pull that recoil starter off and swap out these pulleys. Now, I plastic welded the two parts together on the old spring assist style pulley, so you'll get to see that. I'll show the spring that was in there, and we're going to swap these parts out. For all you 450 Rancher new model owners out there, this is important information. You're going to want to do this probably right out of the box if you actually use your chainsaw. Let's get started. So let me get the parts tag right there on screen for you, okay? That's the old style pulley. That's what they use in the old style Ranchers. Probably other models that don't have the spring assist. I don't know any of this for sure. I only own two of these 450 Ranchers, one being an older style with the good old-fashioned dependable recoil. And they used a decompression button on it as well. It looks to me like the models of Husqvarna with the decompression button do not use the spring assist. So that may have something to do with their decision to do that. Okay, anyway, there's your part number. Well, let's get started. Okay, it's just a millimeter, or it's a metric hex key. You just simply back your four recoil starter bolts all the way out. If your recoil is still hanging on the saw, you just haven't backed them out far enough. Back them all the way out, all four of them, and that lifts out of there just like that, okay? Let's get the saw off of my workbench here, and we'll continue. We'll unwind that rope and replace that recoil. That's the old style recoil pulley. We'll just swap those out, okay? Okay, so there's a notch right there, and that's for the starter rope to slide through. That's for assembly and disassembly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwind this all the way, and I'm going to feed that rope in there and take all of the tension off of the spring. I hope anyway. Haven't done this before. We'll give it a try. There we go. Okay, it worked. I got all the tension off of that. And yeah, it's a little twisted up here, so we'll get all the twists out of there. There, I got all the tension off of there, just like I thought I was able to do. There we go. Got all the tension off of there. Still a little bit right there. Now, I think this is going to lift right out of there. So let's go ahead and do it. It's the same size hex wrench to get that pulley out of there. So I'll just loosen it up. Hopefully everybody can see that. Hopefully the zoom in works out really well. I haven't had one of these completely off. Okay. And that lifts right out of there. Very good. Okay, so the recoil spring is held in there, which is a good thing. I was really worried about that. This stuff can really hurt you if it comes flying apart. But that recoil spring, it's held right in there. It's all coiled up. We're not going to disassemble any of that. I've taken all the pressure off of that. We're just going to untie the rope and remove that rope. Should be able to feed that rope right out of there. Okay, I'm going to pause out and get set up to do that. Okay, the hex wrench and a pick is what you're going to need for this job. Here's how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to pick the rope out of that pulley, and I'm probably going to go in all the way and probably leave that factory knot that they have for that pulley, and we're not going to disturb that at all. I'll just I'll work from the handle end of the rope. Okay, that's what I've decided to do. We'll just pick that out of there ever so gently, I hope. I think we can. I thought we could. Might have to untie that knot. I don't know if that's going to work out too well. All right, I'm going to pick that out of there. Yeah, you'll know how to do that. I'm going to try and save some time here. Okay, that took some time. I was able to get the rope untied from the handle end. It's going to work out. Okay, you will need a needle nose pliers. You will need a pick to get those knots out of there if you're going to use your old rope. Because this saw is so new, I don't want to replace the rope. So there you have it. I got that untied. We're a little bit roughed up there. I'll probably singe that with my lighter. It looked like the old style pulley was thicker. It is not. It's just an optical illusion. They both sit in there perfectly. So this is going to completely swap out. All right. That's the old one. I plastic welded the two pieces together when I deleted that spring assist. I'll go into that in greater detail. Right now, let's get that old style, good old durable pulley that has no spring assist parts to break. And let's get that in and get her working. So all I need to do, okay, that's my handle end right there. So my handle end is going to go right into the pulley. We're going to feed right from the inside. I may have to get in the shade here so that I can see. My plastic eyeballs, they don't work in the sunlight anymore. And I can't really use sunglasses. There, I got into the shade and I was able to see. I can reach that with my needle nose. There we go. Got it. Okay, just like factory. There it is. And that's, yeah, that's actually the only way that goes together. That's the old style. That's my new part. That would be the old style recoil pulley. And that's the only way that goes in. So that's the way they would have done it from factory. Now it just winds up like that. All right, let's get that in the recoil starter. and wind this up properly. See all that dirt in there? I'm probably going to take my air compressor and I'm going to blow all that out. My number one rule of all mechanic work, you clean as you disassemble, or clean as you assemble, whatever is most practical to do. I usually clean as I disassemble, but then once you get onto the inside, then you have to do more cleaning. That's what I'm going to do. Anybody watching a video like this, you know what an air compressor is. You know what an air wand for blowing out dirt. You know what that is. You know how to use it. Do that, okay? I'm not going to waste video time showing me cleaning stuff with an air compressor. I got other videos like that. Okay. Got it nice and clean. Just going to thread. That's the handle end of the rope. I'll thread that right through there. That's your, just exactly how the pulley goes in, just like that. Let's go ahead and bolt this up. We're ready to rewind. That's what that notch is for, so that you can do that. Okay, just snug that bolt and bolt her together, and we're ready to wind it up and be done. Okay, we have everything bolted back together. I still need this to put everything back together. That's the only tool I have left on the bench. My hex key,